Turkey remains one of Russia's top economic partners, ahead of the US and the United Kingdom. That was the message of the Russian Prime Minister, who joined the President in talks with the Turkish Prime Minister. Recep Tayyip Erdogan is the first leader to visit Moscow this year. RT's Ekaterina Krachova now joins us live from just outside the Kremlin. Hello to you, Ekaterina. So, what was the major outcome of today's meeting between the Turkish Prime Minister and Russia's leaders?
Today's meeting lived up to our expectations. We expected that energy talks will dominate the agenda. And indeed, the Turkish Prime Minister has met with Russia's top leaders to discuss how we are going to boil our cup of tea. Simply put, Russia is a country which has energy. The European Union needs that energy, and Turkey is positioned perfectly well to accommodate both. It is really angling to become an important international energy hub, if you want, for the European Union. And it is willing, and this is what Turkey confirmed today, willing to take part in any energy projects which will pass through its territory. Today we are talking about the South Stream project, which involves Russia, Italy, and which will go to Bulgaria and then further to Austria. Turkey today confirmed, it was sealed on paper, its commitment to grant its territorial waters for the construction of this gas pipeline. Also, as for other news which followed today's meeting between the prime ministers, Gazprom said that environmental assessment of the seabed of the Black Sea is finished, so construction works on the project could start as early as in November this year. Also, there was an agreement signed which says that energy companies of Russia and Turkey can now swap assets. But these talks were not only about gas deals, they were also about oil deals. And the oil pipeline we're talking about is Samsun-Sakhan. This is what Russia's Prime Minister Vladimir Putin said on that deal.
We've discussed our biggest joint projects so far, the Blue Stream and the Samsun-Sakhan oil pipeline. I think today we don't need to prove to anyone the environmental safety or the reliability of energy supplies to Europe. These two projects are the most important, not just for Turkey and Russia, but for the whole continent.
Well, earlier today, Turkish Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan also met with Russia's President Dmitry Medvedev, and they talked about how they are going to broaden the bilateral relationship. And here is how they assessed, how they described this special partnership between Ankara and Moscow.
Relations between Russia and Turkey are on the up. These are true relations of strategic partnership. We have successful political dialogue, trade and economic cooperation, as well as big projects in energy. I hope your visit will contribute to solving complicated issues, such as regional ones. Our countries are neighbours, and the microclimate in our region depends on how close our positions are.
The relations between our countries have recently reached their climax. We have a purposeful cooperation in political, economic and defensive spheres. We have exemplary cooperation in energy, but we believe we could develop the same kind of ties in different directions. We have a series of opportunities not only in natural gas, but in oil as well.
Well, the two countries really have a lot of experience to share with each other and a lot to learn from each other. Turkey is keen on capitalizing on its geographical position as a country which is Muslim and secular at the same time. It's going on very good terms with all its neighbors, Israel, and also with its Arab neighbors. And this is very much in line with Russia's foreign energy policy when it comes to Turkey and the region. And I would say that the principle which Ankara and Moscow share as far as foreign relations are concerned, business relations are concerned, that is no strings attached. And that's why it's not all just about a pure talk shop, but about sealing concrete deals on paper. The deals which were also signed today touched upon construction of a nuclear power station, the first one in Turkey, which a Russian company will build there. Also, they signed agreements on tourism. We know that some 2.5 million Russians chose Turkey as their top destination. for a vacation in 2009. And it's really hard to underestimate Turkey's role in Russia's ever-expanding economy. It's just enough to take a look at Moscow's skyline. Turkish firms continue to build in Moscow even under difficult economic conditions.
Katerina Grachova reporting for us live in Moscow. Thank you.